but that's where we're at. So yeah, so let's just give you an update. And what I thought was, is I'm going to start painting these. On the bits where I'm just painting them, I'll just speed up the process with the camera, and then talk in between. So this is one of the bowls that I prepared yesterday. It's had 3 layers of, she says, having to think, textured amber brown. Now this is a new trial for me. I've done textured amber brown with a layer of iron luster over the top. Guess what? It's right in front of us. Right, so the textured amber brown is on here, and then the iron luster I did, and then this has had a bit of oatmeal at the top. But this has been very successful at showing the cuts through, all the chattering through. So that's what I've done on this one. But on the Amico site the other day, no, it wasn't actually, it was on one of the YouTube channels, so totally different, but I saw seaweed being used on top of the textured amber brown, and I've decided to just do this as 3 layers of textured amber brown with a really thick band of seaweed on the inside. I may then put a very thin band of oatmeal just to get some movement, but leave the middle so that it's textured amber brown in the middle. So that is what we're going to do first. So let's put, I've got the seaweed here, and I keep a clean water, a dirty-ish water and a clean water for my brushes. Okay, now as we know, seaweed has movement. I might just use a thicker brush for this so I can get it on fairly quickly. So down for a second so it runs the other way. Now I've got a place in here that I could fill with a glaze, but I don't know whether textured amber brown is going to run. I don't think it is, but I'm not prepared to do that yet. So I'm going to dry that upside down for a minute so that it, just check that it doesn't run that way too much. That's the sort of thing I've done. I'm just going to sit that over to one side now, and wherever it runs, and then I will put a bit more on in a second. So I'm going to come back to this one that we put. This is the one that was the textured amber brown, and I've put rainforest. And it's gone off enough for me to put a bit more on the top. The runs haven't dried enough yet, but I want to sort of to show you where we're at so far. Oopsie. Seaweed. Now, as we all know, seaweed is a little bit excitable, so I might put a little bit in my lid. It's a bit runnier. All gone up in the, just go in here, I think. Okay, so you can see I've just done another wave of and you can just sort of see where it's running into. Just put a bit more on this bit here. that's that like that, and we'll let that dry. See what that does. So this is drying now, and I realised actually after looking at my glazes that actually what I wanted to use, I've used seaweed, but what I actually wanted to use was emerald falls. There was a big discussion about, it was a test that one of the guys did on emerald falls, and he used it in one of his own glazes that was very much like textured amber brown, and he got a lovely response. And I've now gone and put on here seaweed. Well, that's fine. What we'll do is we'll do a thick layer of emerald falls at the top now, I think. And then I might even do a top layer around the rim of blue stone, because blue stone is a very interesting one that I've not really mastered. I have a an interesting reaction with blue stone when you've got cutouts. So let's put a little bit more on this one. Oh, now we're going to use the emerald falls. Now the emerald falls again, I think, is a new one for me. I've not, oh, I have had it open. Good, that's good news. Let's give that a shake. By the name, I should suggest falls means it moves. Because it's very watery, this one. I'm going to use my big Chinese brush to now do a better. So we've got some movement, not enough there. Let's give it a bit of okay, so you can see that's looking good. And put that up to dry. Right, a different day. I'll let the stuff all have a good dry. As I said, I'm going to, with this one now, put blue stone around the rim, but I'm actually going to put it around the outside of the rim, and I might then put on a very thin layer of oatmeal. Why not? That's all we can say. That's what testing is about, isn't it? So we've given it a shook. I'm going to put that up there so you guys know what I'm doing. Put it in the lid. Put it there. And I'm going to put this on with a fan brush, I think. I can find a fan brush. It's a fan brush. Got a few little flicks going so that it will add some interest. Do the rim. I'll go back round and do that again in a minute when it's the question is, how much do you put on? Do you want dribble? Do you want a run? We put a bit more on. We're going to get we'll let all that dry. And all we can do then, put a bit of, we either make the decision to use iron luster or oatmeal. And And as I said, the process is a difficult one. What do you do? Or do we just see what happens with that run like it is? My mind is saying leave it as it is, see how that all merges first, and if it's got potential but it isn't doing as much as we think it can do, then next time round I could add oatmeal. Oatmeal changes some of the things you use into totally different colours. What's interesting about this one, Blue Stone, it seems to be a matte finish. Though I have got some gloss on that one, but some of the other bits I've done has had a matte finish on it. Show you that one. Okay. Right, so this now, if you remember, has had the Seaweed Emerald Falls textured amber brown on top of the Blue Stone on top of the textured amber brown. So I'm just going to give this another little bit of, shake this actually, the Blue Stone on the rim. Because what's interesting with that is we will see this on the outside where it's not been interfered with, but it is just on the textured amber brown, which it is here, but there is obviously the overlaps. And then there's this debate, isn't there? Do I do oatmeal? I might just do some spots of oatmeal, actually, just random placements, blobs. Okay, so we'll let that dry again and see. It might be really interesting, mightn't it? Right. Okay, so I have decided that I am going to put oatmeal around the rim, so we can just see what reaction we get with the glazes. I don't know whether to put it around the rim or just put it in blobs. I think I might do a very thick rim. A lot of questions on Amaco about how gloopy or do you need to dilute oatmeal? And the answer to the question is no. I was one of those people that did that the first time round, but I haven't, I use it like this. So I'm just doing a thick band, and then it don't matter what way it runs. That's a thick bit. Oh. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to make areas have thicker bits on. So every now and again there is a running lump. And I am going to do thick. I probably should show you how thick I'm putting that on there. Let me see. Oh, see if I can drop down easily. Probably can't. But yeah, so I'll just show you how. Oh, she says trying to get on a seat. How thick I'm gonna sort of leave this and see how. I don't know if my hand's in the way. we can do is see what happens. Quite interesting to see. Yeah, so I've left that, so that's quite an overhang, maybe too much. Okay, it's gonna crack. I've never had oatmeal not, when I've done this, not sort of crack and pull away, but I'm also always very delicate with it, and I have, as you can see, had some great results when I put it on like this. So we'll see where that takes us. So the next one that came absolutely brilliant, if you remember, we did one where we did 3 layers of the let me get my name, the textured amber brown, and then because I had seen Emerald Falls with it, I thought that was good, so we actually did a ring at the bottom of first I did seaweed, textured amber falls, and then I've written it down actually, blue stone, and then in the end I decided to do oatmeal around the rim. Well, let me make sure it's got no dust in it. Look at this. Again, you know, I find painting, layering a bit, you know, it takes so long, but when you get results out like this, so there's a chattering. I did put a little bit of an emblem on this one for our logo, work logo on here, but I did the chattering. Now, interestingly enough, before I've had iron luster over this, I think, not iron luster, I need to check that. I've had another layer over this of something else, and it's a slightly different colour, but that worked beautifully with the blues, especially, because that, again, is going to be what happened with the blue stone at the top. But that is great, absolutely chuffed to bits with that one.
There it is, sitting nestled inside. A little more packaging. Oh, wow. There it is. It's even more beautiful than it looked online. Wow. There it is. Fabulous. Thank you so much, Lois. That is wonderful. Actually, it's almost too nice to give as a gift. I'm sort of tempted to hang on to it. No, we will give it as the planned gift. Thank you so much, Lois. That is absolutely beautiful. We will be back.